All right, so let's try this one more time. I had the mic muted first, then I had OBS muted. Welcome to the stream, y'all. And Travis, I was just saying, sorry I missed your live. I'm a failure. And, yeah, you're switching back to Game Maker. Considered after going away and figured you shouldn't cave. Man, yeah, it just always seems a little bit greener on the other side. Like, not like all greener, but it does seem like a little greener. And I've thought, well, should I just switch off of this one, this engine to go to Game Maker or something? But I don't know. I hate having to learn the new stuff when I'm also trying to get a project done. Oops. All right. Someone suggested construct. Apparently it's better than GDevelop. In what way, I wonder? Like more features? Let's see, I feel like I'm a little off center here. At this point in your development, you're still trying to figure out exactly how to represent your game world. And with Game Maker, you can actually do everything you want to do with it. Yeah, well, that's good. Seems like your world is going to matter pretty significantly in your storytelling. Seems to me like your story system, your procedural narrative system is going to be like numero uno, and then maybe the world, right? And then characters fit in along with the narrative, I suppose. So characters, narrative, and world. Oh, just a comment someone made. Might look at it and see, but it's paid. Yeah, I mean, better is such a blanket statement. Obviously, it's like the same discussion the Cronsada's been having. It's like Unreal versus Game Maker versus Defold. Probably just depends on your specific goals, right? Like for my game, this 2D tower defense, I don't really need many more features. But if I were to go 3D or multiplayer, I could do it in GDevelop. And people have definitely done it. But I'm not there yet, and I would probably go with something different if I were to try to do a big multiplayer 3D game right now. the world is actually just the setting. Characters and the story is the primary importance. Yeah, for sure. Like those characters in the story would come first, for sure. Yeah. Well, like, you know, in my game, the world very much is just a canvas and maybe a path system. But for yours, it's probably going to impact your characters a little bit more, I would imagine, which would feed into the narrative a little bit. So, slightly heavier weight there than in a tower defense game. All right, man. This week's been a busy one for me, which is why I missed your stream, by the way. But I'm glad to be here tonight. Glad to be here, just chilling and coding. Or eventing. Let's see, what do I want to do? I need to finish doing this system, so one thing I want to test out is having the bosses spawn. So first of all, I need something to serve as like a boss object. And I think I actually have something that I could do. But let me see, I'll probably just do a placeholder thing at the moment. $150 by $150, resize. Just need a placeholder boss sprite. Apply. Let's add a new group. Let's see, let's add this to and add it to the enemies group. But not in this scene. Why did I put it here in this scene? Let's do... Let's put him over here in this scene. All right, then add him to the enemy's group. Does my pistol get a black screen crash if I do too many Control-Z? Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty buggy. I've had to take advantage of going into import and then browse backups. This has saved me so many times. All right, so let's see. Do I have a global variable called boss or boss's spawn? Global map boss added. I think that's for something else. Let's try adding a variable here. I'll call it bosses can spawn as a Boolean. Use Aseprite now. Yeah, Aseprite's pretty solid. You remember when the giant enemies in Gemcraft... No, you remember the giant enemies in Gemcraft chasing shadows. Forgot what they were called. Spires. Yeah, walked really slowly towards you, towards your manosphere. Yeah, they're those flying things, right? Like those wraith things. And that's honestly something I am thinking about using. Maybe some bosses that are path prone, and then others that are essentially flying, not stuck to a path. Okay, so keep looking around here because I've got so many menus open. Let me close a few, or tabs rather. All right, right over here. Oh, is something besides the wraiths? Yeah, it's been a while. Okay, well, you got it right the first time. Spires. Yeah, I'm gonna have powers eventually, so like... Man. Let's see here. So, these down here are kind of like placeholder abilities. So like here's a meteor or asteroid kind of thing. Something to do with, maybe a full moon effect. Could do some sort of shots coming out of the base. So yeah, I'm going to add more stuff as we go along. Something that shoots back along the path would be pretty simple and pretty cool. I like that idea. Yeah, the hardware is being really doofy. It's so dumb. So dumb. Alright, so I think what I'll do is every time a wave is spawning, there's a small chance for a boss to spawn. No, that sounds way cool, and I like that idea. That sounds like something I could probably do tonight. Let me just do this boss thing first. Let me think. Do we need... If a boss has spawned this wave... So let's check that variable. Leave an ideas channel. So that's a good idea. So I do have a discussion channel specifically under Dark Tower Defense. So really that could be utilized. That was to channel like tower defense specific discussions over here. So feel free to use that as a sounding board. I appreciate the feedback. You got your first tile graphics made, turned them into spine animations. Nice. Very cool. That'll be exciting once you can start testing all the different pieces together. Epic boss music incoming. Yeah, set this to true. And then... It's maybe not the best name for the variable now that I'm thinking about it. You change that so I don't get confused later on. So that would be... Boss chanced this wave, something like that. I think we all missed the spine stream. Oh, that wasn't on stream. Gotcha. Yeah, I've looked into spine as well because I was doing a few vector assets in a previous game that I had purchased, but I wanted to modify them or animate them. Yeah, it's pretty steep. All right, now I need a local variable. As a number. We're going to change that variable value. And we'll assign it just something like something super simple. Then I also need to change a variable down here. Set that back to false. So now It's nerve-wracking live streaming one's own fumbling around. You finally got a game working inside of a game. Nice. What kind of a mini game did you go with? Okay. It's a platformer, but also working top-down Vampire Survivors game and a puzzle game. Cool. Those kids are not paying attention in school, are they? Just daydreaming and playing games. What's the screen size that you're working with? Let's test this out. Still have a lot of stuff I need to do with it, but let's see here. About 640 by 548. See if we can get a boss to spawn here. Let me check a variable. Wait, not edit scene variables. What am I doing? I need to go to the console. All right, let me change something else. Like closing all of these freaking tabs. All right, I'm going to move this up here and just automatically spawn a boss. Actually, undo that. Belay that. Let me copy this, paste it up here. And then disable this. Get rid of this. And test. Yeah, too many tabs. Way too many. Alright. This is what I was trying to test. We've got our big baddie coming in hot. And absolutely nothing's going to happen when he gets there. Then let's pick maybe a cool looking tween. Let me open up my cheat sheet here. Tween cheat sheet. Maybe like an ease in out. Some version of ease in out. Yeah, Definitely some direct inspiration there. Ease in, out, Quint. Let's try this, see if it looks kind of cool maybe. Because I can't use pathfinding, because I want it to go over obstacles. Okay, now it's moving. So that's actually just the speed. Let's see, I need... Yeah, I'll have to play with the actual direction. So... Oh, no worries, man. Have a good evening. Thanks for hopping on. Need to play with the direction. Because that's the speed. Let's do this position. I'll be honest, I'm probably not going to make it very long tonight myself. This week has been brutal at work. No, I want it to kind of drift left and right a little bit. I'm just trying to kind of decide on which approach I want to take for that. Because I'm trying to avoid pathfinding. I'm also trying to avoid telling it to go to I'm trying to avoid telling it go to a predefined position X and a predefined position Y. Because I don't know. I could do that, but it doesn't sound like my favorite thing to do. So I might just have it turn, randomly. I could do like some random rotations. But it could also conflict with the current tween. So, it's time to experiment. Yeah, so that's not a bad idea. So what I'm thinking though is how do I then ensure that it eventually goes to the end, to the base. Let me create a thing up here. So if greater than 0, then for each boss. Should really use a group for this. The distance to the end determines the distance of the drift. Yeah, could also play around with the opacity thing and have it reappear somewhere else, which would be really cool. In fact, I might have multiple types, or I will have multiple types, so that might be one of them. Yeah, after a certain amount of damage is taken, it goes to a new position. Actually, this should probably be an object timer. So let's do timer. Object timer. Yeah, that's the fun thing about bosses, right? Or for any kind of unique enemy is you can do crazy things because you don't have to try to then apply that crazy thing to every object. Could do random int in range. I'm gonna try random float in range for like a smaller window, but with more room for variety. Honestly, it might not feel any different. Yeah, float just gives me like smaller numbers to work with. But it's probably, if I had to guess, it's probably more efficient to just use ints. Yeah, that's my thinking. So yeah, so let's just try something to happen after that timer every time the timer goes off. So we could try. I'm gonna see if I can just have it moving linearly, and then whenever the timer goes off, maybe we just apply a force. That way it continues toward the path. Orbit with it closing in gradually would be fun. That would be intimidating. So say random in range. I'm not sure how much force I need here. Let's try 10 to 30 just to test it out and see if we can notice it. Let me see. Oh, never mind. That's the angle. I need... So the angle could be 0. Let's just do random to 360. And then the speed, I'm thinking random in range, maybe 10 to 30 for starters. I have no idea. So that'll just be instant. And then we need to reset the timer. Yeah, we could have splitting ones. Now let's see what kind of nonsense I've put together here. Let's see, almost going on an hour here. Yeah, so with the tween, it doesn't seem particularly noticeable. Let's just try like a regular old move the position. Let's see. I'll say okay, but I wonder if I need to actually move this. Back to where it was created down here. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna move it. And give that a test. Way too fast. Okay, let's do... In fact, I moved the wrong thing. Now that was a zoom. That was too zoomy. Put that back here. And then move this one. Let's try that again. Could still be too fast. Okay, not too fast for sure. In fact, I'm fine with the overall speed, but it doesn't look very random, does it? Add an instant force at this angle and length. Here it says angle and speed. And then here it says angle and length. Just play with the dials here a bit. Background light turned off. Yeah, definitely higher. It's not very interesting. But that being said, the whole point of putting in the boss tonight was to have a boss to be able to test with. And I have that. So what I do want to do is also do a check to see if it's reached the end point, the base. So for each one, if the boss distance to the end, let's say it's within 50. We'll delete it. What if you set the boss to rotate the angle towards the end and use its angle -90 or +90 to move? So you're suggesting you're saying to have it strafe left and right, and then every time the timer goes off, rotate the angle back towards the end. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I could just do the top-down movement as well. It's a pretty good suggestion. Not a bad suggestion. Let's see here. Yeah, honestly, bro, I might have to get some rest. But let's see if this looks like anything at all, and then then we'll see what the next steps are. How's your revision doing today? Better than before? Gonna be able to do any more on your game jammed game? Yeah, okay today. Hope to get some work done. Depends if you get rated on Rust. To be determined, eh? I'm gonna come back to this. I feel like it's really boring, but it could be really interesting too. So I'm just gonna leave this as is, and then what I want to do is use it to test one thing. So what I'll test is, won't be done tomorrow, but still we'll work on it. Right on. It's good to have no zero-sum days. Get something done every day. So I just did a video review of an indie game, and it had a lot of bugs, but there was one that was kind of funny. Actually, there were a couple that were pretty funny. Bugs are usually funny, but one of them was just a trigger point where the character, it was a first-person shooter, and the character, let me pull it up real quick. That girl, she says, she curses and says, "Ah, so many monsters nearby." And I stop and I look around, and there are literally no monsters spawned in the whole level. So the bug was that there were no monsters, but yet she still exclaimed that there were so many. I was like, oh, that seems a little odd. Some days you just need to play games rather than build. Don't we all? I mean, that's what brought us to making games in the first place. Alright, so we're going to the spawning, so I need to stop saying the word so. When monsters are able to spawn, oh yeah, you found a major bug? What kind of bug? The variable bounce chance this wave. So we need to check if bosses can spawn is true. Then we'll do this other thing. So bosses can spawn. Should be false at the moment. So if I play this now, we shouldn't get bosses spawning. If you set it to seated mode while standing, then increase the head height to max. You could just walk over all enemies and bosses. Just walk into level triggers and win. Nice. That's an oops. Alright, so that's that. And then if I go to... map building. Found this 3 days before the Steam release. Nice. So you're in the last 3 days of like early access. Did they patch it? Good. Okay, let me try something here. You were a game tester for a year before release. Yeah, I bet you provided a lot of value for them. Okay, so map ID 10 had... Wait, where is it? Is that not updating? Let me check this. Nice. It sounds like you've got ideas in a handful of games now then. Okay, I need to re-update the text. Map boss added. Is assigned 1. This is Streamtune's Chiptune. Avoid the Noid is the current song, which is over now. So I think here I need to use the current index. Yeah. So copy that. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's pretty chill. And then this. See if that did the trick. So we've got a no and yes, no. Okay, so we got it to update for the left button. Now we need to do the same exact thing for the right. Yeah, I don't currently have a VR headset. Not that I'm opposed to it, I just haven't bothered to buy one. But it's called Ancient Dungeon VR. Cool, I'll have to, if I get a headset soon, I'll check it out. So map ID 6. Now if I go to the world map, go into here. Okay, something must have changed. This is supposed to spawn all of them. Which I think it probably did spawn them, but I bet they're hidden, like stacked on top of each other. Yeah, that's odd. Let's see here. I need to open... So it's Gmap UI icon. Let's go back here. Okay, let's look at the globals here, because I think that the arrays are still holding the values for all these. Yeah. Let's go to fire. You know what, dude? I think I am at the end of my wits for the night. So I don't want to make things worse, but at least we kind of got some events put out for a boss. We'll put some fun behaviors on that and then make like a lot of them too, of course. Yeah, I think Fresh tomorrow. Then it'll be the weekend as well. So appreciate the hearts, appreciate the views and your time and especially Lost in Code, appreciate your input as well. So I hope your vision stays sharp and you can make some progress on your game as well. So let me see here. I was adding some status scenes. I don't think I put in a thanks for watching one, so I'm going to put on a be right back one, but I'm not going to be right back tonight. I'll be right back later this week. So thanks for watching, and whatever it is you're working on, I hope you have fewer bugs than I do. Thanks.